I think I was just kind of in shock the whole time. I don't remember any particular feelings about it, except being glad that they didn't lose my luggage. My mission president he actually walked into the baggage claim to greet us, which was good because they had lost some of the other missionaries' luggage and they didn't speak Russian and everyone was freaking out a little bit, but he was on top of things. He was great. And he could speak Russian a little bit, not fluently like some of the missionaries who had been there longer, but he spoke Russian enough to communicate with people, and certainly more than the missionaries who just got there. So that was a little reassuring to have him there. And then we went to the mission home. It was about an hour away from the airport. I remember being struck by the buildings are very, just kind of gray, very functional, more functional than aesthetically pleasing. Throwback to Soviet times. Well, probably the most relevant thing would be the Soviet era, where the government was atheist and officially atheist, and they kind of went out of their way to make the life of anyone who openly professed to be religious, any kind of religion, even Russian Orthodox. The government kind of went out of its way to make their lives difficult. And later, they would often be sent to labor camps. But some people still went to church, and I had people very proudly tell me about how their grandma would always go to church, even back then. Apart from that, the Russian Orthodox Church is the official church in Russia, but there are other religions there. There were quite a few Muslims where I served. We ran into Jehovah's Witnesses and Baptists and Catholics, and we were often called cultists. A couple of times we had people on the street try to rescue us, talk us out of this horrible mistake we were making. Anyone who was really willing to listen was awesome. The Vladivostok mission was a district, and so there were branches. There are right now 3 stakes in Russia: Moscow, St. Petersburg, I think, and Samara. And so they'll have wards, but we had branches, and the sizes ranged from, in one city, 15 people on a good day. When I was serving there, they had increased by the time I left, but 15 people on a good day to the main city, they were shooting for 80 average attendance. The members go to the temple in Seoul, South Korea. So really the only options are the one in Kyiv, Ukraine, and Seoul, South Korea. And South Korea is obviously a lot closer to Vladivostok. It's trickier for them because they don't do anything in Russian, and so there are actually a lot of Russians who speak English. We came in contact with a lot of them for English practice, and so a lot of the members speak English because that's how they meet the missionaries. Often they are studying to be translators. I found that to be pretty common. In the Seoul temple, they don't do anything in Russian, but at the time that I was serving there, the Russians they didn't even have the option to go to Ukraine because of political conflicts. So that's where they went when they could.